I am instructor Bernard Alvarez, and I am here today to talk to you about growth and growth cycles, which is the theme today. When I heard about the theme, I immediately went to Joseph Campbell. He speaks so much about growth cycles, mythology, etc. He's my go-to when it comes to symbolism, metaphors, etc. But of course, Joseph Campbell is most well known for the hero's journey template, for lack of a better term. It is the same template that, oh, geez, what's his name? The Star Wars dude, the man George Lucas used for creating Star Wars. And actually, he had Mr. Campbell's help, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, since we are talking about growth and growth cycles, let's take a quick look at the 12 steps of the hero's journey. When it comes to the hero's journey, any one of us could be the hero. Usually, the hero's journey happens when we are looking at something that we need to move toward, even though we're a little bit uncomfortable. So, let's take a look at step one, which is the ordinary world. Now, this is our regular day-to-day life. It happens to be the mundane world. Everything's going along just fine. And then, boom, something happens. We call this the call to adventure. This is the something that disrupts our ordinary world, our ordinary life. It could be a challenge that we're asked to meet. It could be an obstacle that we've been asked by the universe and the gods to overcome. And usually when that happens, we have a little bit of resistance, like, no, I don't want to do this. This is too scary. And that is called the refusal of the call. It's completely normal to kind of be overwhelmed and say, no, this is a little bit too dangerous. This is a little bit too scary. It's a little bit too out of my comfort zone. But eventually, we decide that it's time to look for outside, how should we say, outside advice or whatnot. And then that is when we meet the mentor. That's the next step. We usually will go to someone else for advice, or someone might appear in our life, or something may happen in our life that kind of gives us that clarity, that direction, and even that little kick out the door to get us on the way to our journey of adventure, change, and growth. When we do that, when we leave that comfort zone, we call that crossing the threshold. This is where we're finally committed that we are going to do this no matter what. Okay, fine. I've got to do this. I'll do it. And that sounds like a lot of the stuff that we have to do in our day-to-day life as wizards, witches, magicians, etc., etc. With that being said, once we cross that threshold, we're in unfamiliar territory. And when we're in unfamiliar territory, especially when we're talking about like inner work, inner alchemy, going into the darkest aspects of ourself, or looking at transforming that inner lead into gold, or even externally moving into a new place, starting a new job, that's unfamiliar territory. So we will feel tested. This is where we're very unfamiliar with what the rules are, so to speak, and we have to learn a new set of skills to maneuver this. I can't help but think of, in my mind, I'm thinking of course, Lord of the Rings and Frodo leaving the Shire, and like, okay, this is a little bit crazy. And there are a lot of tests for him as well. The next step is called approaching the cave. This is where we're getting close to that point of transformation, or getting close to that prize. But this is where we really get tested. For example, let's say you're getting a promotion at work or something like that. You got to put in that extra work. You got to work a little bit harder. Sometimes your supervisor may try to throw something at you to see if you can handle it, some kind of a test. Then as we've approached the cave and we're going into the cave of the unknown, for lack of a better term, we're faced with the actual ordeal. This is where we have to use all of the skills that we have, uh, lean into the wisdom of the experiences that we've lived, that places where we've succeeded, and learn from the parts of us that may not have succeeded or failed, and pull out those lessons and draw on our strength. Should we succeed, we get a reward. Hello, wonderful. That's the best part. This is where we call it seizing the sword. This reward can be an object, a skill, a newfound wisdom, a new understanding, a new clarity. As well, this is when we begin to change. That the hero in this paradigm is now a changed person. They're stronger, they're more aware, and they're more experienced. But once we've gone into that inner cave, now we got to go back. We've got to hit what's called the road back. And believe it or not, the ordeal may be over, but and may have been successful. However, things are now different. Things have changed. We are different people, and with that, we may come across new enemies to fight, new obstacles to overcome. For example, someone who has transformed themselves into a better person or has become a high grand wizard. Maybe people that knew you before your transformation may not be so comfortable with this newfound confidence or this newfound skill of understanding life and getting through life without so much. I'm sorry, I have like a hair here making me itch. But anyway, yes, this is the part where we've changed, and yet sometimes things may not be as easy as we think once that transformation has happened. Then we hit what's called the resurrection, where we become literally ingrained in our whole new life, whole new circumstances, whole new expression and understanding of life's joys, sorrows, etc., etc. This is the final test. This is where everything is at stake. This is where everything that we've learned, all the rewards that we've gotten from the ordeal, all of the enemies within and without that we've succeeded over, we are tested. But if we do overcome it, get used to this new place, this new idea, we are fully, fully transformed. And then, of course, at the end of the journey, Campbell calls this the return with the elixir. This is the time for us to return home, back to where we felt comfortable. We return with that elation of triumph. We share our hard-earned prize with our friends, with our community. Great example of this is when the shaman does a vision quest to help his tribe or his community. He goes into the spirit world, gets the knowledge to help heal the sick, gets the knowledge to grow the crops better, whatever it may be. He brings that and returns with that gift to his community, into his life, and shares it with everyone. And that's it. I hope you appreciated this little talk on our introduction and overview to Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. I wish I could be there with you today, but alas, I am a busy little wizard and won't be able to be there with you live. But I am really glad that you are all together celebrating this spring moot together. And how shall we say, I support everything that the Waters Lodge does, because as a water sign, you get me. Anyway, keep up the great work, everyone. Keep up the great work, Waters Lodge. You guys are all terrific, and may you have a magical and wizardly day. Have a great afternoon or evening. Bye-bye now.